A very pleasant good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Arrows Broadcasting Network. We have an afternoon girls varsity game for you today between the Ashland Arrows and the visiting Worcester Generals. The Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network is presented by Sarver Paving. David Wilson reporting along with Chris Mowry. The Arrows bring a 3-0 record into the ball game, and Worcester 2-1 on the season as these two OCC rivals meet for the first of two meetings this year. Today's game also brought to you by Headstrom Entertainment, having unplugged fun for over 100 years. And Chris Mowry, we had a nice result last night in the boys' game with a nice win over Worcester. The ladies take the court this afternoon and a good 3-0 start. Hard to beat.
Yeah, hard to beat. 3-0 is 3-0 anywhere you play, whether you're at the park in Hayesville or you're playing here on the hardwood inside Arrow Arena. You get off to an undefeated start. It's a lot of fun and a really good campaign. And a good campaign start to following up a record-setting campaign for these Arrow ladies last year. 20-6 we were just talking about before we went live. They had an incredible season. Most of their squad is back this year, led by the blonde mom at number 12, Kennedy Lacey. And she has gotten off to a tremendous start to her junior campaign, coming off an All-Ohio season. Joined along by All-Ohio and Madison Hoffman and a plethora of other Arrows that are major, not key, but major contributors to Renee Holt's squad as well.
Well, both of these teams are coming off a win in their last time out. For Ashland, it was Wednesday night at Mansfield Senior, and just a phenomenal effort in a 64-18 victory. They fired on all cylinders, led by 17 that night from Kennedy Lacey and 15 from Madison Hoffman. Meanwhile, Worcester won a road game as well. That was at Dover, also a fairly lopsided win at 53-38. They have lost at Cloverleaf and also claimed a win against Louisville for their 2-1 record so far. So both of these teams are 1-0. We'll check the OCC picture a little bit later on in our pregame show, but nevertheless, an important early season game for both clubs.
Well, hey, look, inside the OCC, rival number 1 is Lex. If you ask anybody, rival number 2 is Worcester. You ask anybody, and you'll get the answer 1A and 1B. And then today is known as a rivalry game. We had ours with the guys contest last night. The hometown Arrows able to be successful and pull out a 12-point victory over the Generals. Ladies be looking to do the same thing here inside Arrow Arena this afternoon. But yeah, anytime, look, whether it's Madison or Senior High or Worcester, Lex, whatever it is, you always want to take care of business inside the OCC, and this squad would like nothing more than to hang back-to-back OCC banners, that's for sure.
You know, one thing that stands out just watching warm-ups, Chris, it's a fairly small or limited rotation for Renee Holt, not a big roster. You have Worcester, you've got at least 16 players dressed here for the ball game. How that plays out, hard to say, but we saw some of the boys log major minutes last night, and the ladies will do the same.
If major minutes means you played every second of the contest, I would agree they played major minutes. And, you know, when we started doing these games a couple years ago, that would have been Kennedy Lacey's freshman year, Madison Hoffman's sophomore year. They played a lot of minutes too, but as Coach Holt got more comfortable with the squad and the girls became more suitable to the style of play, it allows her to sub her studs and her stars and get them some minutes in the first quarter, second quarter, and let them rest. And I think that's what she's planning to do. I know that's what she hopes to be able to do this campaign this year, but we'll see if she's able to execute that. But off to a good season here, a good start to the season at 3-0, and the girls being able to get some rest.
You are watching and listening to the Countdown to Tip-Off show. It's brought to you by Simonson Construction Services, serving Ashland and North Central Ohio for over 50 years. We're about 10 minutes away from the tip-off of today's game. We're happy to be coming to you live today from Arrow Arena. Aiden Chandler at the controls. David Wilson along with Chris Mowry. The head coaches in this game, Renee Holt, 43-72 in her 6th season at the helm of the program. Ashland University graduate in 2020, former prolific player for the Eagles. On the other bench, it'll be Alex Kassir. He's in his 5th season, heading up the Worcester girls basketball program. He himself a Worcester graduate back in 2010, 3-sport athlete, former football and basketball coach in the Worcester system, and so he has taken over the Worcester program and is in his 5th year as the head coach. Well, as promised before, let's check the records. The OCC picture. It's all brought to you by Whitaker Myers, providing solutions for your insurance, benefits, and wealth management needs since 1869, with offices in Ashland and Worcester. Arrows, as we mentioned, 3-0, Worcester 2-1. As far as the conference picture, early, obviously a long way to go, but New Philly is out to a good start. They're 4-0 and 2-0 in the OCC. Ashland and Madison and Worcester all 1-0 in conference play. The Arrows are unbeaten overall. Down at the bottom of the picture, West Holmes, Lex, and Dover all 0-1, and Mansfield Senior 0-2 and 0-3 overall. Dover at Lexington today, Madison at New Philly, and Mansfield Senior at West Holmes. West Holmes 0-4 overall. Those are the other games besides our game here today. What do we have next, Chris?
Well, next is welcome to the Priest on the broadcast booth, our good friend Kevin Priest. And I got 2 aspiring dentists as part of my Lobo team. And I know you don't know anything about the Lobo, but if you're an Ashland native, you know about the Lobo. Mr. Sendit's on the control to us today, and he's an aspiring dentist. And my son is an aspiring dentist, and they both serve with Kevin Priest to get some shadowing hours. So special shout out to those guys and to Dr. Priest and his team that, as always, coming to you live from the Priest Dental broadcast booth. And our game day guest last night was Steve Paramore. We had a nice chat with him.
Sure did.
And good catching up with the superintendent. Those are courtesy of Wickman Hess all season long, and appreciate their support. No guest today for the girls game. Pretty soon we're going to be able to see the Jazz Band. I know you haven't seen them this year, and I haven't either. I look forward to that day in and day out. They are just fantastic. As the Ohio State Buckeye Band is, they're undefeated.
You know, I'm surprised that you don't see more schools emulating the Jazz Band situation here at AHS. It adds so much atmosphere. The kids enjoy it. Fans enjoy it. Just a great idea. Whoever started it long ago is absolutely fantastic.
Neil Ebert was instrumental in that, and he's passed the reins on to Seth Alamade, I believe is his name. Aiden used to perform Sweet Caroline on a continual basis there in the Jazz Band, and it was certainly something that was a lot of fun. And when my son goes to school at John Carroll, and he put one of these broadcasts on early with his roommates and whatnot, and he's like, listen, that's the Jazz Band, and they're making fun of him. And he's like, you guys just don't understand. You just don't understand what it's like running through that tunnel, and the Jazz Band's ripping pretty good, and lots of fun here. So we'll be excited to bring you uninterrupted the coverage of the Jazz Band presented by Bill Harris Dealerships once they resume action.
Well, this reminder that our official watch location for Arrows Athletics is the South Street Grill, your home to catch Arrow Athletics if you aren't able to attend right here at Arrow Arena. South Street Grill will carry Arrows basketball all season long in the lower level bar area. All right, we'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll continue with our countdown to tip-off show. Stay tuned, more to come in just a moment. You're watching the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network.
Come visit the South Street Grill in downtown Ashland, the official watch location every Friday night during the Arrows football season. You can catch all the action in the bar area on the big screens. Elevated casual dining in downtown Ashland, steaks, seafood, hand-patted burgers, vegetarian options, salads, and a huge kids menu. Something for everyone in a completely renovated, historic building. South Street Grill, your home for Arrows football.
Continuing our warm-ups here as we get you closer to tip-off between the Arrows and the Generals. Our injury report today brought to you by Fickus Furniture. No need for the big box stores. Fickus Furniture has all of your needs covered early in the season. I think a pretty clear injury report for both teams.
Yeah, fortunately for the Arrows, nobody to really talk about on the injury bug. That's how we like it around here, and really fortunate and hope this squad can be healthy all season long and, you know, really have a chance with a full roster and a healthy roster to see what this run can look like and compete throughout December into January. And then, you know, hey, we'll see. Maybe they can make a run here in February. It'd be great to see again.
Well, what you really like, Chris, is to see, and I think maybe one of the enjoyable aspects, especially of high school basketball, is just the development of a team from the start of the season to the end of the year. And obviously, you look at tournament time as the time you want to be playing your best basketball. And you hear coaches all the time say, hey, look, the regular season, these are important games. We want to win the games, but you want to build and get better and better. And it's kind of just chapters of a book each night out.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And, I'll actually take it a step back to a couple seasons ago, and I talked a little bit about that in the opener. But the reality is this team has grown year to year to year. The freshman year, and I'll reference the freshman year as Kennedy Lacey's freshman year, and that's when really this run started, and you could see the talent getting better and better and better. And, they took their lumps, they won some games, they won a couple big games. And then the sophomore year for Kennedy last year, it just magnified, and you realize that young lady's become a player, and she's joined as an All-Ohio by Madison Hoffman, and Cameron Cox is really dynamic. Cece Sturry can fill it up from deep, and so on and so forth, and they just are looking to take that next step. And, look, let's be honest, the Blonde Mamba is... I'll let the cat out of the bag. I don't think it's any secret around here, but she's going to go down as the all-time best player in the history of Ashland High School. There's no question about that. She stays healthy. She's going to rewrite every record known here at the high school that's available: points, rebounds, steals, assists, etc. And, it's been a lot of fun to watch her growth, this team's growth, and Coach Holt, after starting off her first 4 seasons as head coach, are pretty rough. The last 2 campaigns have just been fantastic.
Yeah, you'll hear a coach oftentimes. They have a great player on their team. That makes them a pretty good coach.
Yeah, I was watching, you watched The Last Dance, I'm sure, and, Doug Collins coached Michael Jordan early, and Doug Collins stands up off the bench, and he's sweating profusely, and his suit is just sticking to him, and Jordan, has that gum in his mouth, and his brow's wet, and he walked over, he said, "What the hell's wrong, Coach?" He goes, "I'm just nervous, man. I'm just nervous. I want to get a win." He said, "Look, here's the deal. Just sit down. I got this. Just sit down and watch." And that's the mentality you want, right? Jordan goes out and just dominates the rest of the fourth quarter and excels his team to victory, and he did it time and again. And it's very similar to like this squad here. There are several players on this Ashland High School roster that can step up and serve as that dominant force and that dominant player. And we've seen it on any given night. Look, we've called a game where Cameron Cox had 33 points and 28 rebounds. We've called triple doubles from Kennedy Lacey. We've had Cece Sturry for 4 or 5 field goals from three-point land. We've had Kennedy Lacey fill in the sheet. We've had Madison Hoffman. So you just don't know what day it is going to be that it's going to be one of these ladies' night to shine.
Well, Worcester got off to a good start this afternoon. Their JV team picked up a 20-point victory over the Arrows, 37-17. So they will be looking to keep that momentum going here in the varsity game. Worcester 2-1. They are led in scoring by Brooke Ritchie. She is a senior guard, averaging 13 points a game. Warm-up's about finished up, and this Saturday afternoon game going. A big sports day here in the state of Ohio.
I'm going to give my official prediction, 24-18. The Rifle Hardware, known as the Big Ten Championship, will make a short 35-minute flight back to Columbus, Ohio tonight.
Your confidence is inspiring.
Welcome.
Yeah.
I wear confidence on the sleeve, David. You know that.
I think the Buckeyes are in pretty good shape.
The line has moved down from started at 6.5. I set the line at 6, so I had to come up with a 6-point victory. But the line has moved down to 3.5. So, hey, lots of credits coming in on Indiana.
Kind of playing in enemy territory there at Lucas Oil.
Bring it on. That's second home to us.
Yeah.
At least it has been in the past, not since 2020, though.
And playing indoors, a little bit of an equalizer as well, with the elements not being a big factor as they are down at the state championships.
Oh, boy, that's a little chilly there today. My alumni, Hillsdale, having a hard time here today with St. Henry, another MAC school. But hat tip to the Hillsdale Falcons for making it back-to-back seasons there, state finals.
Incredible run for those seniors to get back to Canton for a second straight state championship appearance. Time for our national anthem. It's presented, as always, by Chandler Systems, Inc., locally owned and operated right here in Ashland for over 40 years. We'll listen in for our Star Spangled Banner live from Arrow Arena. Well, if the game is going to follow suit, it will be an outstanding game because that was a great performance.
He did a nice job. He really hit all the notes there, the high ones, the low ones, and before long, your broadcast partner here when I'm on assignment is going to be Aiden Chandler, and he may have to run down there and bellow out a couple of those. Never know. We'll see.
All right, time to check the starters for today's game. They're brought to you by Truly Inspired Paper Company for all of your paper needs and wedding invitations to business cards, everything in between. Truly Inspired Paper Company in Ashland and Loudonville. For Alex Kassir and the Generals, J.C. Hackett will start at one guard position. She's a 5'9 junior, averaging 10 a game. Brooke Ritchie will start in the backcourt. She's also 5'9 and a senior. Also at guard, Amelia Correll, 5'4". She's a senior. At one forward spot, Anna Melrose. She's 5'10 and a junior. And rounding out the lineup at guard, 5'5", a sophomore, Kara Cannon. Once again, for the Generals, it'll be Hackett, Ritchie, Correll, Melrose, and Cannon. For the Ashland Arrows and head coach Renee Holt, it'll be Madison Hoffman starting at a guard spot. She's 5'10 and a senior, averaging 13.5 points a game. Grace Tobias will run the point, 5'4". She's a senior. Kennedy Lacey at one forward spot. Lacey, a 5'10 junior. T.C. Story starts in the backcourt. She's 5'5 and a junior. And rounding out the lineup in the post, Cameron Cox, the 6'1 senior. Again, it'll be Hoffman, Tobias, Lacey, Story, and Cox for the Ashland Arrows at 3-0 on the season. Those are your Truly Inspired Paper Company starters. Chris, let's take a look at keys to the game.
Yeah, keys to the game brought to us by our hometown vision leader, Dan Denbo. AHS alum Dan Denbo and his team will take care of all your vision needs. Look, for the Arrows, it's real simple. You just got to be yourself. Whether you want to dictate the terms of up and down the court fast and maximize possessions, or you want to run some offense, you want to pop it down on the block to Cam Cox, you want to hit the mid-range J or the three-point goal, be yourself, set the pace, and dictate the terms and dictate the pace of play, how you determine the game to be played to your opponent. Tonight just happens to be the Worcester Generals.
Lineups being introduced here on the PA system at Arrow Arena as we get closer to the tip-off of today's game. Check our officials for this afternoon's game. It's all brought to you by our hometown barbershop, 419 Barbershop in downtown Ashland. Matt and his team have all of your needs covered. Tom Goodsight, Bill Nasanti, Andy Kennedy have been assigned to this game. They will make the impartial calls in this afternoon's ball game. Well, they're announcing all of the players today, not just the starters, Chris, so we have a little extra time to break it down.
Well, as you mentioned, we're going to be here. You almost had to make 2 sheets of paper for the roster from Worcester, right? They start everybody in the school, I think, that goes out for the squad. And, you know, as you mentioned, Renee Holt's going to go about 7 or 8 deep, depending on foul situation. That's kind of what we expect her rotation to be. And then if you get in a tighter game, you know, you might be looking at 6 or maybe 7 players deep. But, you know, we shall see. And here, PA address announcer Dan Chandler getting ready to announce the hometown Ashland Arrows to the crowd here. And a decently attended game. Look, it's a Buckeye Saturday, right? There's state finals going on in football. And I just happened to check the score. Hillsdale does fall to St. Henry 37-3. So 2 MAC schools in back-to-back years, D7 state championships. And let's be honest, it's the best small school football conference in America. And you're talking about some of the best small school football teams in America. And, you know, as an alumni down there, I'm really proud of those guys. And, you know, they say you're getting old when your classmates and you have kids that are in high school and you know their parents. And, you know, several of those kids down there, that's the case for me. So, you know, just a huge, proud moment. Happy for all those guys, and a hat tip to them.
You know, I think I read an article that talked about the senior class at Hillsdale having something like 55 wins in their career. Yeah. Think about that in 4 years.
Well, you know, you can only have, what, 60 games possible to be played, right? You know, so it's pretty amazing.
All right, we're ready to go. The Arrows will be in the home whites, Worcester in their traveling blue uniforms. Our upcoming tip-off and team colors brought to you by the great folks at Linway Restaurant. Quality food and fine service since 1951. Aiden Chandler bringing up Van Halen and jump
He's good.
for the opening tip.
He's a man of many talents.
Right on point.
Saw the officials a little bit earlier. They had Upper Sandusky and Buckeye last night.
A little bit of a delay here. See a little conference going on. And both teams are coming off wins, and both of them were on the road in conference action. So 1-0 for each team in league play so far. Renee Holt, not too worried about this delay.
No, I think she's smooth as silk right now.
Some issue with the scorebook, I believe, but I think the clock's ready, so hopefully we're all squared away. Kennedy Lacey will jump center for the Arrows, and they're still not quite ready to go yet.
Here comes the whistle. We're ready.
Cannon in the center circle for Worcester. Ashland has the opening tip and an over and back violation. I think they forgot which direction they were going. Cox kind of tries to hide her face with the basketball. I don't think that's going to work. Turnover, and Worcester will take over, and away we go today with some girls varsity basketball on the Arrows Broadcasting Network, brought to you by Sarver Paving. First touch of the game for Melrose, high post area. Tries to bounce it into traffic, and it's a turnover. Here come the Arrows, their first real possession. Hoffman, out Cox. Spin move in the lane. Lacey fights up there for the shot. Won't go in, but she earns a trip to the foul line. See who they got on the foul. I think they said Cannon, guilty of the personal. So some early foul shots. 7:32 to go. Free throws brought to you by Connery Manufacturing. The first one off the front rim. Connery Manufacturing, your wastewater equipment leader, locally owned for over 40 years.
Guys blowing the whistles today, courtesy of 419 Barbershop. Tom Goodsight, Bill Nasanti, and Andy Kennedy going to be handling the foul calls.
Second shot, short. She got her own miss, though. Ball was tipped and kept alive by Tobias, and that sets up a three for Madison Hoffman. Go all the way back to Tobias getting a hand on that missed free throw.
Yeah, that's one thing, David, that, I think Kennedy Lacey will admit to you as well. She misses 2 foul shots there. She's put a lot of time here over the summer months on her shooting and, getting an opportunity here to be a little better at the stripe and a little bit more of a perimeter shooter. That's her focus.
J.C. Hackett is blocked by Cameron Cox. Worcester will keep it out of bounds. 7:04 on the clock, first quarter. And a pass right into traffic. Triple coverage, stolen away, and the Arrows have it. Lacey on the attack, and it is deflected out of bounds. It'll stay Ashland ball, baseline left. Triggering the play, CC Story. Arrows scatter. They get it inside. Tobias with a scoop, won't go. Cox, the offensive rebound, and here's Hoffman. Out of bounds. And it goes to the Arrows. 3-0 on a bucket by Hoffman. Ashland 3-0 on the year. Cox. Back off to Madison Hoffman, the senior guard. Story. And now Tobias. Arrows sharing the ball. Lacey drives in, misses the shot. We'll have a repeat of the last trip down the court. She goes back to the line for 2 more. Connery Manufacturing free throws.
I think Kennedy took it right on the beak there. She went up there for that little toss off the glass, and I think the foul happened right on the bridge of her nose. So Kennedy going to get a chance to go back to the line here. Connery Manufacturing free throw. She's 0 for 2 on the day, looking to knot that up at a 50% clip here.
First is airborne, and this is it short. One more coming. Still 3-0 Arrows.
2 fouls early on Kara Cannon as well, a starter here who's going to take a seat there. Sid's substitution for the Generals.
Second of 2 for the Ashland star, Kennedy Lacey. She got that one. She's in the scoring column. She had 17 on Wednesday against Mansfield Senior. 4-0. Ashland and a steal by Cox. It's another turnover by Worcester. Lacey threads the needle with a pass. Tobias cannot get it to go, and then Cox ends up knocking it out of bounds. I think that was a face shot as well. Ball was pinballing around. Cox is all right. And here comes J.C. Hackett. Not really seen a touch yet by Brooke Ritchie, their leading scorer. And now Lacey guarding her, and you've got a reach-in foul against Hoffman.
Fouls on Madison Hoffman, her first, team's first.
Hoffman had 15 in that game against Senior. A 64-18 victory for the Arrows. So easy win.
Arrows with 3 people in double-digit scoring as well, Dave. That's a big key.
Hackett throws it into traffic. Picked up by Ritchie, and she will hoist up a 3 and miss it long. The rebound to Story, and then she is fouled. Ill-advised foul there by the Generals all the way at the other end of the court. They will get Anna Melrose on that, so 3 fouls here in the first quarter. Just 2 minutes and change into the ball game.
First quarter brought to us by our friends at Comfort Control. Joe Reap and his team will handle all your plumbing, heating, and air conditioning needs. You don't need air conditioning right now, David. It's freezing outside.
Just
but here,
crack the window.
Pretty soon you will.
Here's Lacey, past half court, and gets bumped. And they'll get Brooke Ritchie, and the fouls are mounting for Worcester. One more, and they're over the limit.
Fouls on Brooke Ritchie, that's her first, team's fourth.
You'll be at the line here in just about no time.
Not what Alex Kassir wants to see. Story throws it in. Hoffman in front court. She picked up by Brooke Ritchie. Story guarded on the perimeter. Looks to get rid of it. Does so. There's Hartman, who has come in on a Suds substitution. Story up top, and now it's Lacey. Double teamed and in trouble, and a reach-in foul.
That's 3 fouls on, or 2 fouls now on Ritchie.
Yeah, you've got 2 on Cannon, 2 on Ritchie. And Alex Kassir will have to go to the bench. Looks like he will call on Zoe Phillips, the sophomore guard, to come in.
Well, maybe that's why he's got a roster that's 2 pages deep, David.
Yep. So Lacey back to the line, this time for 2 more.
That one's in.
She knocks that one in. 2 points on the day so far, and it's 5-0.
Sometimes you can just see with the way the shot is going up and the form and whatnot, before it's even released, you can see it's going down, and that one was textbook for Kennedy Lacey. That one's in too.
Second of 2. She has 3. Half a dozen lead for Ashland. They're pitching a shutout so far. 5:19 to go, first quarter. This is Hackett lowering the shoulder, and they're going to get her on a travel.
Speaking of pitching, you and I are going to be doing some Arrow baseball this spring. How about that? Looking forward to it.
Probably have a few days with similar temperatures early in the year for high school baseball players.
You know what I have in the booth for us?
I hope it's a heater.
Heater.
All right.
Yep. Oh.
Story comes inside the arc, shoots on the run, not there. And Kayla Reed down with the rebound.
That's a great job by Cam Cox. Last year, years before, she would have went ahead and went over the back. She did a good job of laying off and stopping to avoid that foul.
I think we got a blocking foul. No? Maybe an illegal screen.
Charge.
Well, they got Emma Baylor on the foul, her first. That is the 6th foul of the quarter. But an offensive foul, so no free throws here. Story, full court pressure now by Worcester. Broken by Lacey. And a foul called against the Generals. This will go against Kayla Reed.
Kayla Reed with the foul, her first.
Well, we're on this football kick about talking about football, and last night I said I'm going to blow your mind with a TCC score of 30-0 getting beat by Waterston. I'm going to do the same.
Okay.
We talked about Coach Cares in Mount Union a minute ago, right, off air.
Right.
If I told you that John Carroll and Mount Union are knotted up at 7 in the third quarter, what would you say?
I would say a great day for the Blue Streaks.
Absolutely right. That's where they find themselves, tied at 7 here in the third quarter in the second round of the Division III playoffs.
A massive upset bid there.
Whew.
Here's the second for Lacey. Missed them both. And the rebound pulled down by Baylor of Worcester. So still 6-0. Worcester looking to get on the scoreboard here almost halfway through the first quarter, and they are on the board indeed. Nice pass down low, and Kayla Reed with the finish. That's her first two, 6-2. Jump shot off the glass. That's Lacey with her first field goal. 8-2 lead. All loose. Knocked away. Story the steal. Cox. Tiptoeing along the baseline. Van Tilburg, and a long three up and good.
CC Sturry knocks down the triple. BB&C Car Care three-pointer.
So 9-2, make it 11-2. Her first bucket of the day is a three-pointer that had some nice touch on it. Fell around the rim. Jumper on the way. Too strong. That one's headed out of bounds, and it will be Arrows ball. 3:37 to go. The earlier bank shot by Lacey, brought to you by Coldwell Banker Ward Real Estate for all of your real estate needs right here in Ashland, Ohio. Pace picking up here, Chris. The Arrows up by 9.
Yeah, Arrows playing really well, and you could be up by many more than just 9, right? And free throw shooting has not been kind to the Arrows thus far in the first quarter. And reminder, we're in the first quarter, and they stopped keeping track of team fouls at 5, but it's way over 5 already. It's 8 fouls in the first quarter for Worcester.
Cox finds Hoffman. She's open for 3. Might have been tipped. Blocked partially by Reed of Worcester. So that short circuits the scoring attempt. And here come the Generals. Arrows back defensively, and Sturry jumps the route but knocks the ball out of bounds. Good play. Sturry hit a 3 a moment ago. She's now 2 for 4 on the year. Team high 37 a year ago for Ashland. Jump pass, top of the key. Reed wants to drive, low right block. Gets shut off there by Hoffman. Arrows playing really well defensively here.
The thing the Arrows do really well is they attack the passing lanes. I say that, and right on cue, Van Tilburg's right in the perfect position, and unfortunately the Arrows lazily throw a turnover ball away, but Cam Cox able to get it back.
Left side, nice bounce pass. Cox posting up, got fouled, could not finish for the and one opportunity.
Well, you'll see it there on the video. You'll see how good a position Cam Cox had. She had almost like a box out, right, on her defender, and it's just an open lane. I think I could have made that bounce pass down there to Cam. It was fantastic.
Cleared out some space. Here's the shot.
There we go.
Cox up and good. It's her first point. So 12-2. Largest lead of the game for Ashland. Or Sid Suds substitutions.
Yeah, 3 of them. Or just 1, excuse me. Lacey and Hoffman ran over. I thought they were going to get a break.
Just a quick conference with Renee Holt. Shot good. Cox, 7 of 10 from the line on the year. Baker's dozen on the board here in the first quarter for Ashland with 2.5 minutes to go. Worcester has been limited to 1 layup. Open. Hackett. Off the rim, no. Cox controlling. Tried a quick fast break opportunity, but it's picked off by Hackett. Underneath Baylor. And out to Ritchie, and she rattles in a 3, and Alex Kassir will take a timeout. I believe he called that a 3. Yep, 13-5. Brooke Ritchie with her first basket. She's averaging 13 a game. And so Alex Kassir will use a 30 here and try to give his team a little bit of a breather. They have been under some duress from the Ashland defense.
Duress is a good way to say it. They've been under duress and they've been sprinting, both teams that is, up and down the floor. And we've still got 2 minutes and 11 seconds in the first quarter. We've had tons of stoppage. I think this might go on record as the longest first quarter in terms of wristwatch time that we're going to have all season, with these 8 fouls here against the Generals. Only one foul, team foul. That's a Madison Hoffman foul for the Arrows. But boy, we've had a lot of stoppage and a lot of foul shooting already. Lots of whistles, and nonetheless, an 8-point lead here for the Arrows with just over 2 minutes to go in the first.
3 players with 2 fouls each, including Emma Baylor with 2 off the bench for Worcester. Looks like he's going to try and set up some full court pressure.
That's dangerous.
Hoffman will get it to Tobias. Uses up the dribble. Hoffman drives in the paint. The kick out. Tobias blocked. Kayla Reed with the rejection. It'll stay Ashland ball.
And Melrose returns for the Generals.
Reed with some athletic ability. She's just a freshman. Has a bucket so far in the game, and now a block shot.
Arrows looking to get the ball into Kennedy's hands, and they do that. Mamba's going to go towards the rack, but catch nothing on that attempt.
Air ball caught by Reed. Here comes Hackett. Tobias in the man-to-man. Now Melrose off to Hackett for 3. Too strong, and the long rebound is up for grabs. Madison Hoffman will corral it, but then tried to dribble through traffic, and luckily Cameron Cox secures it. Hand off to Lacey at the arc on the left. And a reach-in foul or a jump ball call. Tie up, and the arrow will favor Worcester.
CC Sturdy returns for Ashland.
You know, we mentioned Mount Union a little bit ago. Madison Hoffman going to attend Alliance's own Mount Union and play basketball and softball there for the Raiders.
Cannon, who was playing with 2 fouls, back in the lineup for Worcester. Ritchie will fire and miss it. Rebound kept alive, though, by Cannon. Down low, Reed blocked. Offensive rebound, Melrose, and she will go to the line as she draws the foul. Looks like Cam Cox guilty of the personal. Well, again, fans, your official
Sorry,
watch.
they called it on Van Tilburg.
Okay.
Excuse me.
No, Van Tilburg will absorb that one. Cox still foul-less on the year. Looks like Melrose will go to the line. It's Melrose Place. Shot is good. She has her first point. 13-6. The official watch location for Arrow Athletics is the South Street Grill. Not able to attend here in person, South Street will carry Arrow basketball all season long in the lower level bar area. We appreciate their great support. 13-7. Melrose with a couple from the line. Lacey down low, lays it up softly. It goes down the hatch. She has 7 points. 15-7. Top of the key, Ritchie. She tries to throw it inside on a little give and go. Cox with a steal. Now the loose ball picked up by the Generals. Back to the Arrows at half court. Who wants it? Tobias. Now it's Sturry wide open. Passes for a better shot, and it worked out. Van Tilburg nails the 3. Great sharing of the ball there, Chris.
Yeah, well, Van Tilburg's averaging 6.5 a contest. Here's a one from half court, doesn't go, but the rebound fought for and knocked out of bounds. Arrows with a 18-7 point lead, 11-point advantage here in the first quarter. Hey, not much better you could expect if you're an Arrow supporter thus far.
Lacey with 7 in the first quarter, adds a block right at the buzzer. And we go to the second quarter next. We'll get our play-by-play in the second going next. 18-7 Ashland, and you're watching the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network.
Ashland isn't just where we work, it's our home. From glorious country to Main Street parades, we're proud to be part of what makes this town special. At Bill Harris Dealerships, being a key member of the community is one of our core values. But it's more than that. It's a responsibility. Because without Ashland, without you, we wouldn't be here. So stay golden, Ashland. Bill Harris Dealerships, the name you know and trust.
Well, checking the scoreboard, brought to you by Simonson Construction Services, serving Ashland and North Central Ohio for over 50 years. We find the Arrows leading Worcester by a score of 18-7 as we go to the second quarter, which is brought to you by Comfort Control. 7 for Kennedy Lacey, 3 for Hoffman, 3 for Van Tilburg, 3 for Story. They've all hit three-point baskets, and Cam Cox with 2 points on a couple of foul shots.
Yeah, really, the Arrows, I talked about in the keys of the game, dictate the terms, and I think they're doing that. They're wanting to get the ball out. They want to push the basketball. It's led to some sloppiness, right, in transition with some ill-advised passes and whatnot. I think you're going to have that early in the season, which is to be expected. And you're not going to get better at it unless you practice it, and you practice it in practice, that's one thing, but game speed's different, as we all know. So, all in all, 11-point advantage here for the Arrows through one quarter of play, and hey, nobody's in foul trouble, and it looks pretty good here on a Saturday afternoon here for the Arrows.
Arrows ball to start the second. It's Hoffman. Probing the lane, hands it off to Lacey. Step back three, short. Rebound down to Ritchie. Ritchie with 3 in the first quarter. She's guarded by Tobias right now. Arrows in the man-to-man. Ritchie looking for someone open. She'll drive into the paint, got all the way to the glass and laid it home. She has 5 now. It's 18-9. Ashland doubling up on the Generals right now. Cox, 15 feet away. Tobias, and now back out to Hoffman, so the Arrows patient here. Generals in the man-to-man, but switching a lot. Hoffman, Tobias, Lacey posting, misses off the back iron.
Ill-advised. Use the glass, Kennedy. Put that one right off the squared circle. It'll go in the goal every time.
Correll underneath, cutting to the bucket. Nice job. Hackett lays it up and in. That's her first basket of the day. 18-11. Nice feed inside. Worcester with 4 quick points. Hoffman launches and misses, and ball knocked out of bounds by Cox. Very fortunate not to get a foul there. Oh, they did call the foul. So Cox with her first team foul, number 1 here, second quarter. 6:26 to go. Alex Kassir working the officials. Probably a little upset at the disparity in foul numbers.
Wouldn't be a basketball coach who wasn't yelling at an official.
Here's Correll. Steal. This is Van Tilburg, who hit a 3 earlier. She lays it up and in, went coast to coast.
Really nice move from Josie Van Tilburg there to take it to the goal and cut left to right there and go get an uncontested layup.
Ritchie, the kick out. 3 ball left side, no. Cox, another rebound. The run out for Hartman. Story will launch a 3. Too strong, and a long rebound chased down by Hackett. Here come the Generals now, 20-11.
Yeah, that last possession, a great box out by Grace Tobias allowed the Arrows to get that rebound, and a tremendous outlet pass from Cam Cox all the way down to Bailey Hartman.
Ritchie has had 2 driving layups. Arrows try to follow suit, but it won't go down the hatch. And a defensive rebound and subsequent foul. That was Melrose who grabbed the board. Got Tobias on the foul. So now it's the Arrows' turn. They have 2 quick fouls here in the quarter. 5:21 to go before half.
Still a 7-point lead. We haven't really put the ball on the goal too frequently here in the second quarter, the start of it, but you still got a 7-point lead, and Worcester doing what they have to do, chip away from that 11-point disadvantage they had after 1 quarter of play.
Starting to adjust a little bit to the Ashland defense. There's a back cut, and the pass is a little off the mark. Tobias the steal, but then she throws it away. Last touch by the Generals. Arrows will next see the at home, the Lady Lex 7:30 ball game on Wednesday. We'll have that one for you. Worcester with an upcoming game against West Holmes at home on Wednesday as well. Lacey, strong move to the hoop, puts it up through contact, got it to fall. She has 9. 22-13, quickly up court. The Generals trying to push the tempo. Ritchie runs into Lacey in a travel. So she's trying to take matters into her own hands a little bit. Has 4 points here in the quarter, 7 in the game.
Just like that, it's back to a 9-point lead.
Steal in the backcourt. That was Reed. Jumper Hackett, way off the mark. Ball out of bounds, far side of the court. Got to go Ashland's way.
I think all the Ashland faithful in the stands there helping the referees out with that call.
Seen a lot of long rebounds off of these threes today for both teams.
I think they brought their crescent wrench and tightened up the bolts here this morning.
Might have to repaint the rims. 4:22 on the clock, second quarter. Ashland playing well, 22-13 over the Generals. Madison Hoffman has been limited to a 3-pointer so far. Lacey on the baseline. Drives underneath, off the bottom of the iron. Jump ball coming up, that should go to the Arrows, I believe. Nope, it's going Worcester's way. Changed at the quarter break. Subs coming in, courtesy of Suds. Let's see here, Van Tilburg is back in. Looks like that's the only Ashland sub. A couple new players in for Worcester, but Hackett stays in. She's running the point now. Ritchie guarded by Tobias. Hackett jump pass inside, picked off by Lacey. Like back to some of her football days. They come up with the ball. And Tilburg saves it from going out of bounds.
Wow, this is a really good set here for Ashley, even though it's fast-paced.
Cox blocked, and then a traveling violation going to be called against Worcester. A lot going on there to unpack.
I think we just leave it packed.
Yeah. It'll end up in Ashland's ball. So they'll inbound baseline right. Lacey, got it. Nice entry pass from Josie Van Tilburg. Give her the assist, 24-13. The Arrows have their largest lead of 11 points.
You know, look, David, the only way you're going to stop Kennedy Lacey from playing bully ball is to get in front of her. And it's, you know, look, we're talking about females here, and some don't like the contact, some don't. But, you know, if you give her a head of steam and one step towards the goal, it's going to be hard to stop her.
This is Hoffman all the way to the glass and missed it off the front rim. Had a pretty good look there. Ritchie the rebound, and she will bring it up. 2:51 to go, second quarter. Ritchie the runner. No. Cox another rebound. She is dominating the boards. Long pass ahead to Tobias. Hackett back defensively, but Tobias scores her first basket. Fast break opportunity. And it's 26-13, largest lead of the game.
This resembles a track meet. Hat tip to Aiden Chandler running that camera manually. Keeping the ball in motion there with in the frame of view.
Right now it's Ritchie directing traffic. 2:15, second quarter. Arrows are 3-0. Worcester 2-1. This is J.C. Hackett, pretty athletic. Jumper on the way, high arcing three, no. Cox another rebound. She's got to be getting close to double figures.
Yeah, I would think so too.
This is Hoffman into the paint. Triple team, threw it up off the glass. Loose ball, Cox.
Give her another one.
And Tilburg fires a
heater
missile over to Hoffman. Lacey back to Madison. There goes the three, no.
Really good basketball there, in and out.
Tilburg blocked and stolen away. This is Cannon to the other end and fouled. So Cannon to the line for 2 shots.
There's a really good foul there, David, by Josie Van Tilburg. You know, basically a breakaway layup, and a good job of he's saying, you know, I got a lot of team fouls to give. You're going to have to earn these 2 points at the stripe.
Cannon looking for her first points of the day. She is averaging 8 through the first 3 games. She's in the box score now. 26-14. One more shot for Cannon. 1:27 on the clock. Second shot rims out. Kennedy Lacey down with the rebound. 1:24. Sturry launches a 3. Got it. Her second of the day. 29-14. Sturry with 6. Give Hoffman the assist, and Worcester a turnover walking on the baseline.
Coach Caseri yelling to get the sub in there. He wants to get back in the contest. Kyla Reed. Reed re-enters with a single goal.
Freshman guard. A lot of potential there. She's very quick. Lacey got underneath and sinks the shot. 13 for Kennedy Lacey, averaging 23.5 coming in.
Say that one more time.
23.5.
Pretty solid.
Like those numbers.
9.5 boards to go along.
This is Hackett. Uses up the dribble. Reed. 38 seconds to go in the half. Good half by the Arrows. They're up 31-14, their largest lead of 17 points. And a little aggressive out front. They'll get Tobias on the foul.
I like the aggression by Grace, but you got to know there's a fine line there. You've got all the eyes in the gymnasium on you with no one around, and you're going to make some contact bump into that offensive player there. And if you dislodge the ball at all, you're going to get a whistle, and that's what happened to Grace there. Got a T called.
All right. It goes against Ashland. Not sure exactly what happened there, but it'll be Brooke Ritchie to shoot. I didn't pick up anything going on down there. Here comes the shot by Ritchie. It's good. She has 8.
I don't know who it was.
Yeah. 31-15. All right, shot up and good. Say there was some irregularity on the substitution. So I don't know if somebody took the court without checking in or
That's
something
the only
like
thing
that.
I can think of.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But they were teed up.
They were teed.
31-16.
Normally when you get a tee, you get a personal assess. I don't believe they assessed anyone there.
It's a long jumper. No. Ball out of bounds. Kaya Hendershot in the game for the first time on a Suds substitution. She went down hard, I think hurt her knee. It resulted in an open 3. It didn't go down and out of bounds to the Arrows. 21 seconds left in the half. Sturry will bring it up. Tobias on the bench with 2 fouls. So Sturry kind of running the point now. This final seconds underneath Cox. Goes up, had the ball blocked. Second effort, no, and it's out of bounds to Worcester. Arrows got it on the doorstep there, could not finish.
Right on the doorstep of doubling up the Generals here through 2 quarters of play as well.
Lillian Timko comes into the game for the first time. She's a sophomore for Worcester. They have to hurry, 7 seconds left. Brooke Ritchie, crossover dribble, launches, top of the key, missed everything. And that will do it for the first half. So through 2 quarters, Ashland with a favorable result, trying to go to 4-0 on the year. They are halfway home to that goal, 31-16, a 15-point lead. And great defense, I think, the watchword so far today, forcing a lot of turnovers, forcing a lot of contested shots. They allowed 7 in the first, 9 in the second. That's a good formula.
Yeah, it's a good formula, especially when you're putting the ball in the goal on the other end, and that's exactly what's happening here for head coach Renee Holt's squad, led by Kennedy Lacey's 13 and trailed by CC Sturry's 2 big threes. She's got 6. Josie Van Tilburg's got 5, and let's be honest, I don't think you can script it any better. You've almost doubled up your opponent through 2 quarters of play here. And, normally we'd have the jazz band. We talked about it in the pregame, but no jazz band today. That'll be brought to us by Bill Harris Dealerships once they come back. And we get a little timeout here, the midway break.
All right, we are at the half. We appreciate you joining us today. We've got a big half of basketball coming up, but at the half, it's Ashland 31 and Worcester 16. We'll be back with more after we take this timeout on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network.
Ashland isn't just where we work, it's our home. From glorious country to Main Street parades, we're proud to be part of what makes this town special. At Bill Harris Dealerships, being a key member of the community is one of our core values. But it's more than that. It's a responsibility. Because without Ashland, without you, we wouldn't be here. So stay golden, Ashland. Bill Harris Dealerships, the name you know and trust.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Bo Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust. Done right on time, with free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Bo Lacey Construction.
Simonson Construction is proud to sponsor Arrows Athletics, the most trusted and efficient construction company in the region. With a long history of doing things the right way from concept to completion, Simonson Construction solves all your construction needs for commercial and public projects. A truly local company providing award-winning comprehensive design-build services since 1974. For more information, scan the QR code or go to simonsonconstruction.com. Come visit the South Street Grill in downtown Ashland, the official watch location every Friday night during the Arrows football season. You can catch all the action in the bar area on the big screens. Elevated casual dining in downtown Ashland, steaks, seafood, hand-patted burgers, vegetarian options, salads, and a huge kids menu. Something for everyone in a completely renovated, historic building. South Street Grill, your home for Arrows football.
Ashland isn't just where we work, it's our home. From glorious country to Main Street parades, we're proud to be part of what makes this town special. At Bill Harris Dealerships, being a key member of the community is one of our core values. But it's more than that. It's a responsibility. Because without Ashland, without you, we wouldn't be here. So stay golden, Ashland. Bill Harris Dealerships, the name you know and trust.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Bo Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust. Done right on time, with free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Bo Lacey Construction.
The team at Whitcomb & Hess have all of your needs covered. Plan, grow, thrive. Financial advisors and CPAs will help you grow your business and investments.
Well, welcome back to Arrow Arena and our Saturday afternoon presentation of Arrows basketball. David Wilson along with Chris Mowry. We're thankful that you're with us. Hope you're enjoying your weekend. The Arrow boys with a win last night against Worcester, and now here at halftime, the ladies leading Worcester by a score of 31-16. Looking at some of the individual scoring, Kennedy Lacey with 13 in the first half to lead all scorers. Lacey averaging 23.5 coming in and also approaching the 800 career point mark. 783 points coming into today, so she is just 4 points away from 800 as we go into the second half. Madison Hoffman hit a 3. That is her only bucket of the day. She comes in averaging 4.5 assists per game and 13.5 points. Josie Van Tilburg hit a couple of shots. She has 5. Grace Tobias a bucket in the first half. 6 for CC Story on 2 3-pointers. Cameron Cox hit 2 foul shots, but really controlled the boards in the first half. We don't have rebounding numbers here, but she was close to 10 boards in the first half, if not more. For Worcester, they were led by the 9 points of Brooke Ritchie. 7 of those, make it 6 of those came in the second quarter, and she has not gotten much help. Kayla Reed with 2, J.C. Hackett with 2 points, Anna Melrose with 2, both from the foul line, and Kara Cannon with 1 point on a free throw. So that's it for Worcester. They have 9 from their senior guard, Brooke Ritchie, who averages 13 points per game. Worcester back out on the court. The Arrows spending a little extra time in the dressing room. This is the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network, brought to you by Sarver Paving. And other games going on in the OCC today. Dover at Lexington. Might get a final on that game. It was an earlier ball game. Looks like that was won by Dover over Lexington, 36-29. Madison lost at New Philly today in girls basketball, 47-35. Mansfield Senior will play at West Holmes, that game a little bit later on. So 2 finals in OCC girls basketball today. Dover picking up their first conference win, so they're 1-1 and 2-1 overall. And New Philadelphia goes to 5-0 on the season and 3-0 in conference play. Good start for them. Well, Chris, thoughts on the first half?
Well, I thought the Arrows did exactly what they needed to do, and that score, they got 31. They've got 16 for, obviously, the other side there. It's a 15-point lead for the Arrows after 2 quarters of play. Kennedy Lacey's been fantastic with her 13 points to lead all scorers. What really could be, let's be honest, 22, 23 points had she converted some of those foul shots and a couple of those, 6-8 footers that she took. The reality is she's playing really well, and her teammates are playing really well. And for me today, it's the defense that's really standing out. And the Arrows are doing a really good job of getting in the passing lanes, doing a good job of getting their hands up. Something that is very underrated in high school basketball is try to challenge the passing lane, get a ball out there. You never know. Look, they're 16-year-old, 17-year-old girls, and they don't always throw it online exactly where they're looking, right? And get a hand up. You never know. You might be able to create a turnover, and the Arrows doing a really good job of that today.
And give credit where it's due. Worcester had a terrible first quarter with 8 fouls, but they really tempered that in the second quarter and did not get into any further foul trouble. In fact, I don't think they committed a foul in the second quarter. 0
in my score sheet for the second quarter as well. So, yeah, hey, it's really on the Arrow side, the Kennedy Lacey show of 13. On the other side, it's the Brooke Ritchie show. She's got 7 for the Generals.
All right, so we're about set for third quarter action. Again, I noticed that Lexington lost their game today, so they are 0-4.
It's a bummer.
And they'll be coming in here on Wednesday night to take on the Arrows, and that'll be our next broadcast.
Yeah, this is a new coach for the Lexington Minutemen this year. I'm not certain who it is, but takes over for Miss Stover. Kate Stover's sister was the head coach there for a lot of years, and she's resigned that position, Gabby Stover, and so we'll see a new look Minutemen. Or is it Minute Women?
I think you probably go with either one.
All right, sounds good.
Here's Story. First possession, Cox for 3, in and out.
I think they go with Lady Lex.
I hear that a lot.
Yep.
First possession for the Generals, third quarter as we're underway here in the second half. First touch, that's Melrose, back to the basket, about 10 feet away. Cannon starts the drive inside, and a takeaway by Lacey, ahead to Cox, running the floor, jump stop, perfect execution, and she has 4. Give Lacey the assist, and it's 33-16.
We're efforting the scoreboard here, folks, to get that on. Apologies that it's not up there continuously today, but the Simonson Construction scoreboard, we're happy to be able to give you some video today, very honest. We'll get this fixed here for our next broadcast coming up. Back to normal.
Here is Lacey with another steal. Back takeaways, nice pass. Cox trailing, uses the glass. Another bank shot by Coldwell Banker Ward Real Estate. 4 in a row for Cox, and it's 35-16. Half a dozen for Cam Cox.
4 quick ones.
Bounce pass inside, and a scoop shot up and good by Ritchie. Gives her 11 on the day, and 6:28 on the clock. Cox will go for 2 more. Nope. Off the rim. Rebound out to Correll.
Ritchie just about at her season average of 13, David.
Left side, it is J.C. Hackett. Now Melrose posting up on Cox, but out near the foul line. Ritchie thought about a 3. Long 3 now, perfect.
Luckily we didn't get a foul there by Grace Tobias when Ritchie fell down.
5 in the third quarter for her. It's 35-21. He launched that one right on target. Hoffman to Cox. She'll launch a 3, and not there this time, but Cox another offensive rebound.
Good job by Cam Cox. Not going over the back, but working around the defender there to secure that offensive glass.
This is Hoffman inside, yes. Little floater. She has 5 points, 37-21. Arrows almost getting their pick of shots and scoring at will. One deflected out of bounds.
We're getting close to a scoreboard here. Not the standard one that we're accustomed to, but is that a manual version, Gunder?
Worcester ball as we play on. As the scoreboard turns. 16-point lead. Hackett to the rim, blocked. Lacey the swat away. Here's Cox, finds Van Tilburg. Tried to stop on a dime, lost the ball, and it is Hackett who takes over. Race to the other end. They got it to Reed, stripped away by Cox. Van Tilburg comes up with the loose ball. She's under duress back there, and a whistle and a timeout taken by Renee Holt. Really getting a little frenetic.
Really great job there by Cam Cox. Hands up in the passing lane, creates a turnover, is able to secure it. Josie Van Tilburg gets it. In trouble. Wise, Renee Holt still got a bunch of timeouts left. She had 5 calls, 1 there to secure an extra possession and a free possession really for her squad. So Arrows with a 16-point lead, increasing it a little bit here coming out of intermission, 4:44 to go. And, you know, that's about all you can say. The Arrows taking care of business today.
Third quarter brought to you by Comfort Control. Let's get a look there into the Arrows huddle. The Arrows 3-0 and dominating this game so far. They've really just held everybody in check other than Brooke Ritchie, who's gone off for 14, but just has not had much of a supporting cast here as the Arrows played some great defense. Van Tilburg helps break the pressure. Runs into a triple team. Somebody's open, but they knock it away from her and a steal. J.C. Hackett finds Ritchie. Hoffman on her. Almost halfway through the third quarter. Stepped on the 10-second line, but they'll give a foul to Hoffman. So it's her second. Team foul number 2. 16-point lead for the Arrows. All right, so that game between John Carroll and Mount Union going almost to the end of regulation, 7-7. Is anybody ready to score? Or is that going to overtime?
It looks like it's going to OT unless we got a big kicker leg.
Hoffman with the steal. Lacey could not get a good handle on it. Would not go in.
Good job,
Cox,
Cam.
offensive rebound. Jumper on the way, left side. Off the rim, no. And an on the back foul that time will go against the Arrows. Had some pretty good looks there, including Hendershot, who put a lot of air under that one. It would not go down the hatch.
I agree with you. I thought that there was plenty more opportunities called over the back instead of that one that was called and committed by Kennedy Lacey. That was 50-50 call at best.
Tried to get a sub in, but I don't think it's going to be allowed till the next dead ball. Lacey picked up the foul, her first, team foul number 3. Now the Arrows show a little pressure. 37-21. Reed to the rim and hacked by Cox. She'll go to the line for 2 shots.
You know, we're really thankful for all the support we get in the community with all our sponsorship from local business and whatnot. Today is one of those times I'm glad we don't have a sponsor for fouls, David. It would be nothing but just saying that company's name over and over. We've had so many of them.
As the Arrows turn here in the third quarter. 4 fouls, 4 minutes.
And since that first quarter, 0 fouls from the Generals.
Yeah, they've really shored that up. Looks like Sturry's coming in. Hoffman gets a breather. Sid Sudd's substitution for the Arrows. Also, Hartman's going to come in, and Cameron Cox will get a breather. She's having quite a day rebounding the basketball. Of course, what else would you rebound? Shot good.
Good point, David.
Reed with 3.
Have you seen Brockmeyer?
I have.
Okay. I just started it. It's quite an interesting show. Van Tilburg off the glass, cbboard.com. Goal for 2 for Van Tilburg.
39-22. She has 7 now. Ritchie, nice crossover dribble all the way to the hoop. Sweet 16 for her. 39-24. Not pulling away from the Generals, maintaining this lead, which they had at halftime. There's Story. She gets fouled, and she'll go to the line for 2. See who picks up the foul for the Generals. Looks like they got Emma Baylor. That'll be her 3rd foul.
Emma Baylor with the foul. CC Sturry to the line.
Connery Manufacturing bringing us the foul shots. 2 for Story. First one good. 7 for her, and the Arrows have 40 on the board.
And for Worcester.
Makes good on both. 41-24, back to a 17-point lead. And now the ball knocked away by Hartman and saved in bounds, but Worcester keeps it.
Again, good job, Bailey Hartman.
Yep.
Hands up in the passing lane. Same thing there, Josie Van Tilburg. Good job, girls.
Bad pass in the lane. Story comes out of there with it. Van Tilburg for 3. Hangs on the rim, won't go in, but Lacey is there.
Lacey on the putback.
Kennedy Lacey now with 15. She's had a couple of putbacks today. 43-24. Ball knocked away. It's off an arrow.
You know, the OCC coaches, they've got to be saying, great, we got Ashland tonight, and they realize not only do they have Kennedy Lacey tonight, they got her for 3 or 4 more times if you're a conference opponent.
Just a junior. Down low, Ritchie. She's matched up with Van Tilburg right now. They couldn't exploit that. Also have Zoe Phillips in the game for Worcester. Phillips, a sophomore. Very young Worcester team. There's the freshman Reed, who saved the possession. Ritchie misses a long three. Lacey had it. Now it's out of bounds. That was Timko on the deck, but Ashland will keep it.
That was a wild sequence. Bodies a flying.
By my unofficial count, Chris, the next two for Lacey will bring her to the 800-point mark in her career.
Pretty solid.
Bounce pass down low. There it is.
Right on cue, David. They're going to be sending you gifts, calling for those 2-pointers to be converted.
17 for her. Makes it 45-24. Largest lead for the Arrows, now at 21 points. Ritchie guarded by Van Tilburg. Got by her and elected to try to throw it out of the post. And Sturry picks off a pass, slings it up court. Van Tilburg, Lacey, up and good. And a timeout taken by Alex Kassir as the Arrows are hitting the gas pedal. Lacey has 19 points. It's 47-24.
A really good job from the Mamba. She seems to be, and this is a compliment to any player in any sport, you're always in the right place at the right time. Translation means you know what's going on in the contest, and you find yourself where the ball anticipatory is going to be. And Lacey on back-to-back possessions has been Johnny on the spot, if you will, for some easy putbacks up off the CBWard.com glass and converts those bank shots. She's now got 19 on her way. One would assume, we'll see what Coach Holt does here with playing time as we get closer into the fourth quarter, but you know, she averages 23 and a half. She's got 19 now, so if she keeps playing the contest, you'd think she's going to get that season average or a little over.
Yeah, and great deliveries, as you mentioned, Chris. The Arrows have been sharing the ball well all day long.
They sure have. Lots of assists, and you know, the one thing, maybe we'll get a stat sheet here, but how many offensive glass they have, it's got to be 10 or 12 anyways.
Yeah, Cox has really done a nice job. Lacey has had some offensive rebounds as well. Great day for the Arrows, and we're almost through three quarters. Driving to the hoop.
Get it out!
Not there. Cannon. Rebound pulled down by Hoffman. Cox. Nice touch pass. That is Hartman missing the bunny. Got her own miss, though. Story. Now it's Hoffman. Pump faking a three, drives into the paint, leans in, and not there. Rebound Cox, got knocked over. No call on the contact. We have 45 seconds left in the third.
Good job by the Arrows moving their basketball.
Hoffman, off the rim, no, and it's out of bounds. It looks like it was off Worcester. It will stay Arrows ball.
And Madison was looking for a foul there as she went up, looking for it, but didn't get the call from the officials.
They'll set up a play, baseline right. Lob into Cox, and the finish. 8 for Cameron Cox, the senior.
Cameron Cox from C.C. Sturry.
25-point lead for the Arrows. Bad pass. Looking to throw it into the post to Melrose. Cox comes up with the steal, and maybe the final possession of the quarter here for the Arrows. 12 seconds left. Hoffman leans in. That one will not go. Rebound ripped down by the Generals, and that's it for the third quarter. 49-24. The Arrows pumped in 18 in the third quarter and gave up only 8. The all-important fourth quarter is coming up next. We'll have it for you right here on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network.
Come visit the South Street Grill in downtown Ashland, the official watch location every Friday night during the Arrows football season. You can catch all the action in the bar area on the big screens. Elevated casual dining in downtown Ashland, steaks, seafood, hand-patted burgers, vegetarian options, salads, and a huge kids menu. Something for everyone in a completely renovated, historic building. South Street Grill, your home for Arrows football.
All right, we're about ready to head into the fourth quarter, brought to you by Comfort Control. Hope you'll stay tuned for our Jenny post-game show as well. Coming up, we'll have post-game reaction for you from coaches and players. And Arrows are leading comfortably here, Chris, 49-24, and really firing on all cylinders. But look at the Generals, just a very young team, inexperienced, and the defensive pressure usually will take its toll on a team like that.
You know, it's like we talk about football a lot today, and I'm going to use the analogy again. It's like the offensive line when it's dominant against the opponent. You know, they wear you down, they show you their domination in the first and second quarters, and then they lean on you in the third and really in the fourth and kind of have their way, and that's what's happened here with the defense for the Arrows tonight.
Worcester ball, we're underway in the fourth quarter. Hackett wants to drive to the hoop, off the left block, no. Cox with another rebound. And the Arrows are running. Lacey fires up what might have been a pass for Tobias. At any rate, no good, and Worcester comes out of there with it. Ritchie in a hurry. 3 ball. Not there for Cannon, and it's out of bounds.
Great hustle by Cam Cox.
Yeah, she ends up on the floor. It'll be Worcester ball.
You know, going back to that previous possession, you see it there with Kennedy Lacey going down. You know, there's two and a half Worcester Generals right in front of her. That's time to pull the basketball out and not gun the thing towards the goal. That's just part of her maturation as a player. She's going to have to recognize, continue to get better, which she's doing. But it's one thing as she watches this tape back, be able to say, okay, that was a situation there where I don't need to take it, you know, gangbusters towards the goal. I don't have an advantage here. And as you know, with any sport, you're looking for the advantage on your side and to exploit that if you can, and that certainly was not one there for the Mamba.
Well, Sturry will bring it up. Tobias on the bench. CC in the front court, and now it's Cox. Will hoist a 3 and make it. 11. Cox having quite a day. Double-double now, 52-24.
You ever had a double-double?
I can't remember one.
In-N-Out burger.
Blocking foul. Sturry thought she had position. She'll absorb the personal. Two shots coming up. Go
Never
ahead.
been to an In-N-Out?
I've never been.
Delicious.
West Coast franchise, right?
West Coast.
Up and good. Hackett with 3. That stopped, Chris, a 13-0 Ashland run. Missed the second. And Hoffman has the ball. Sturry up court. Cox to Lacey. Hoffman open. There goes the 3. Off the glass. Well, if there was ever a time to say a BB&C Car Care 3 and a Coldwell Banker Ward Real Estate Bank shot, it's that one right there. Just made for the sponsors.
It doesn't happen often. Take advantage of it when it does deliver in front of you. A 30-burger lead here for the Arrows, and 6:31 to go in the fourth quarter.
So Hoffman now with 8. Timeout on the court. Arrows are cruising here on their way to a 4-0 start. The game coming up Wednesday night against Lexington. I know the boys had a game at Clyde today. I don't know if we have a score on that one. I believe that was an afternoon start, but they might not be underway yet.
I would estimate that's probably around 2 o'clock that it'll be underway, but I don't know for sure. You know, obviously you got the freshman game, the JV contest, and you just kind of, you know, wait it out and see what happens. But we'll effort a score there and see if there is one. Reminder to stick with us here for the Janney postgame show. We'll hear from head coach Renee Holt, our Truex printing player of the game. Stat recap will be brought to you by the law offices of Andrew Bush, and we hand out the all-important Bo Lacey Construction turning point of the game and the play of the game.
Worcester ball on the restart, 6:31 on the clock. We're in the fourth quarter here at Arrow Arena. Ashland has been in control since jumping out to a 6-0 lead and then a 13-2 advantage. They have never looked back. This is Reed underneath, trapped and throws it away. Hoffman with the pick.
Hands in the passing lane. Well done.
Sturry gets it off to Tobias. Her shot partially blocked. Lacey tried to throw it up there to no avail, and the ball out of bounds. Lacey might have turned an ankle a little bit there. She's walking kind of gingerly up court, but seems to be all right.
Careful, David. That's a swear word.
Not want to see anything like that happen in a blowout game for either team.
Correct.
Ritchie in front court, over to Hackett.
You know,
Up
at this point, if you're Worcester, you just want to try and run your offense. You know,
Absolutely.
You look at it as a practice session at this point. You're not going to come away with a win, but you're playing the OCC champions. And, you know, look, it's probably about as hard of a contest as it's going to get. A really good job of a reverse layup by their Cannon. She's now got 3 points. But, you know, you have to continue on. You can see, you know, the full court pressure is still playing and zone defense, man-to-man defense. And, you know, good job by the Worcester Generals there competing the rest of the way.
Well, Cox now with 13. Give Lacey an assist on that one as they break the pressure. 57-27. You have defensive efforts throughout the season where you're holding teams under 30 points. You're going to win a lot of games.
Yes, you will.
Ritchie finds Cannon, left corner. Reed handles the bounce pass. Jumper on the way, in and out. A shot up there by Baylor. Putback is good. So Baylor followed her own miss and got the bucket. That's her first, and Alex Kassir will use another timeout. 57-29. Just impressive performance today by Cameron Cox. Again, we don't have rebounding numbers here, but boy, she has played so well on the glass. 13 points, 11 of those in the second half. Just dominant in the post today, Chris, and controlling the boards.
Not only the controlling the boards, but the aggressive, handsy defense she's playing, and most importantly, not getting foul calls against her with playing that kind of defense. And she's gotten her body on the floor. She's gotten her arms in the passing lane, boxed out nicely today. She's playing an all-around good game. She's got 13 points. I'll give her 13 boards as well anyways, and another double-double. She comes in averaging 10 points, 11 boards a contest. She's going to increase those numbers. But, you know, that's one thing for this Arrows squad this year they're going to have is a big presence for Cameron Cox down low. But more importantly, they're going to have her continue to stay out of foul trouble. One thing that she battled last year, when she's on the court, they're a completely different team.
Full court press by Worcester. Tobias has the ball, make it Van Tilburg. And now Lacey, the pull-up from 14. This is everything.
I think that one went 13.
Just a little bit of net. Ritchie will bring it up. 16 points for her on the day. No one for Worcester with more than 3 other than Ritchie. 4:20 to go, almost halfway through this fourth quarter. Reed shut off at the block. And a knock away by Van Tilburg. That might have been off Ritchie. They say no, it stays Worcester ball. Hartman will check back in, and Lacey will leave. That might be it for the day. 19 for her if it is. Cannon brings it up for the Generals. Jump pass in the corner, 3-ball, Carell. Pocket 3. She has her first basket of the afternoon.
Cam Cox doing a good job in that full court press. Being the big 6'1" that she is in the center of the court gives these girls a nice passing lane if they find themselves in trouble to help break that press.
Jump shot, Hartman rolls out. Cox another board. Bounces it out front to Story. Ender shot to Cox, driving baseline. Misses the bunny. Put back, no. Rebound grabbed by Hartman. Keep the possession going. Story. And Cox will hoist a 3. Look to be on target, but a little strong. Off the back iron.
Good job trap defense there in the backcourt by the Arrows. Worcester gets out of it, but nice job of the Arrows recognizing an opportunity to potentially force a turnover.
As Cannon missing, put back up and good. That's Baylor. She now has 4 points. She's their second leading scorer. 57-34. I was just thinking, Chris, on that last possession, the Arrows walked away empty-handed, but they used a lot of clock.
Sure did.
Here's Sturry, a long three. Reed the run out. Ritchie looking for Baylor. Ritchie ended up on the deck, out of bounds. And you've got wholesale substitutions now for the Generals. This is the ultimate Sid Suds substitution, 5 new players.
Line change.
The game for the Arrows, number 22.
Also, Campbell O'Brien checks in for some varsity minutes. And Tilburg will leave. Marley Henderson comes in, and that's it for Cameron Cox on a great day.
Megan Ediger checks in.
Underneath, that was Hackett missing
Ediger
the
going to
shot.
get her name in the book, David, with that personal foul.
We'll send Melrose to the line. So her first, team foul number 2 this quarter. We have 2:38 to go.
Doesn't appear the guys' game has started yet.
Anna Melrose on the line for Worcester into the game for Worcester.
Overtime number 2, and the Blue Streaks looking to shock the football world. They're up
Wow.
10-7. Here is the shot, up and good.
Carolyn Green in for the
Melrose, 1 out of 2 there. 3 on the day for her. 2:38 on the clock. Ball knocked away. Ediger has it. For the Arrows, playing out the string. This is Hinder's shot. Jumper off the run. Not there. Ediger grabbed the offensive rebound. Taken away from Hinder's shot on a triple team, but they have a foul call. It's going to go against Carolyn Green, senior, number 11 for Worcester. They've got 5 new players in off the bench for Worcester. And Renee Holt has emptied her bench as well. O'Brien to throw it in. Ediger blocked. Ball is loose. O'Brien came up with it. Jumper on the way, Hartman, way off the mark. It's out of bounds. Worcester will take over, 2:11 to go. 57-34.
I didn't get a Buckeye prediction from you. I gave you 24-18.
Yeah. You know, I think the Buckeyes are going to cruise in this game.
I love to hear that.
I'm going to go 34-13.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Might need to get on an airplane quick. United flight to Vegas, David. Take advantage of that 3.5-point line.
Carell. Jumper on the way in the corner. That was Lily Tudor. Defensive rebound for the Arrows, 140 and counting as we get closer to the finish line here at Arrow Arena. Looking to make it a clean sweep on the weekend for the Arrows boys and girls varsity teams.
Successful weekend.
Undershot underneath. Bunny missed by Henderson. The putback is there. Hartman with the offensive rebound and the basket, her first 2. That's 59-34. Long 3 ball, way off the mark. Set up there by Carell. And we have 1 minute to go. Jumper on the way, no. Foul on the reach in.
Fouls on Carolyn Green, that's her second.
I'll go against Green.
Stick with us in the Janney postgame show. We'll have head coach Renee Holt and Truax Printing player of the game Cameron Cox. It'll be interesting to hear from her. Lots of points today. She's got numerous. She's got 13 points and say 15 rebounds at this point, and stayed out of foul trouble. Had 2 fouls, but that's a big deal here, as we talked about throughout the broadcast. And we'll hear from her post game here and check in with her. First time we've had a chance to talk to her this season, and look forward to hearing from Coach Holt as well.
Ediger at the line, misses the free throw. Ashland trying to get to the 60-point mark. 59-34. Second shot on its way. That one a little bit short. Rebound pulled down by Lily Tudor. And the Generals will bring it up. We have just 40 seconds left. And a whistle and a foul. Edgar will pick up her second. If you're going to get some varsity minutes, make them worthwhile, get some fouls.
Oh, I'm with you. You want to get your name in the book. You don't only have to get your name in the book by shooting. You can get in there by fouling. But I do want to see the Arrows get to 60, David.
Generals get it to Timko, far corner.
That was a howitzer.
Yeah, it saved a fan, I think, holding a baby. This is Green underneath. Baseline pass, it was knocked away. Edgar knocked it out of bounds.
Edgar's got the memo about playing handsy defense. You know, not hands on the opponent, but hands in the passing lanes. Good job.
20 seconds left. Zoe Phillips has it for Worcester. Green back to Lily Timko. Fires it off the rim. No. O'Brien has the ball. 7 seconds left. That should do it. Hartman will bring it up. She will fire a shot on the run. It banks off, and that's it. Arrows win. Final score of 59-34 here at Arrow Arena. Ashland improves to 4-0 with an impressive win over the visiting Worcester Generals, who dropped to 2-2 on the season. That concludes the play-by-play portion of our broadcast. Our Janney postgame show is coming up. We'll have a complete look at all of the scoring, postgame reaction as well from coaches and players, and we'll recap it for you as well. Stay with us. More to come from Arrow Arena after this timeout here on the home of Ashland Arrows basketball, the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network.
Ashland isn't just where we work. It's our home. From glorious country to Main Street parades, we're proud to be part of what makes this town special. At Bill Harris Dealerships, being a key member of the community is one of our core values. But it's more than that. It's a responsibility. Because without Ashland, without you, we wouldn't be here. So stay golden, Ashland. Bill Harris Dealerships, the name you know and trust.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Bo Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust, done right on time, with free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Bo Lacey Construction.
Well, welcome back to Arrow Arena. Our booth cam is live. We're glad you're with us, and welcome to the Arrows postgame show and interviews brought to you by Janney and Mansfield. Financial advice from experienced people you can trust. Check out Rich Story at Janney.com. It's JANNEY.com for all of your financial needs. We are waiting our post-game guest, but Chris, just a great game for the Arrows, start to finish.
Yeah, all around a good contest, and all around a team contest, you know, whether it be defense, turnovers, steals, rebounding, everybody really contributed. Madison Hoffman finishes with 8. The stats are brought to us by the law offices of Andrew Bush. Kennedy Lacey goes for 19. Grace Tobias goes for 2. Cece Sturry has a couple three-pointers and a couple foul shots for 8. Cameron Cox, 13. She's our Truex printing player of the game again. Josie Van Tilburg gets her season average. I think if she can keep getting that season average of 6-7 points, that's going to be big for this squad. She gets 7, and Bailey Hartman rounds out the scoring for the Arrows with a bucket for 2 points. And then the other side was really the Brooke Ritchie show. She's the only thing really for the Generals that kept this within, I guess we'll say within reason. She has 16 of the Generals' 34 points. So just about half the squad's points comes off the fingertips of Brooke Ritchie. And, you know, really, I mean, look, at the end of the day, this is a dominant win. This is a dominant performance on multiple levels. The thing that I'm going to take away from this, and this is my this is my play of the game built by Bo Lacey, experience you can trust, done right on time. For me, it's not a play of the game. It's really the game, and the defensive intensity and pressure for this Arrows ladies squad today was outstanding, and they really took it to the woodshed, if you will, playing defense, passing lanes, aggressiveness, really, really good. Hit the glass, moving girls out of the way, and just a fantastic job of a defensive effort all the way around.
Yeah, Chris, I mean, I'm right with you there. I thought, that 13-2 run set the tone for the game, and it wasn't just the fact that the Arrows were hitting shots. They were creating opportunities with their defense to jump out to a lead like that. And they led 18-7 after one, 31-16 at halftime. They maintained the lead after three at 44-24, 59-34 your final score. So really, it was a consistent effort defensively from start to finish.
Yeah, there's no question about it. The turning point of the game, look, I think you just said it. I'll go with that. But again, brought to us by our friends at Bo Lacey Construction. I'm going to go with the turning point of the game was the tip-off.
Yeah.
We just had to get this one underway, and really kind of looked like we knew what the outcome was going to be here. So, yeah, it was a really good performance here. Cam Cox, our Truex Printing Player of the Game, is going to join us. Shoeless Cam Cox, I'll say. Not shoeless Joe Jackson, but shoeless Cam Cox. Congratulations, good game.
Thank you.
What was the key, man? I mean, this is really good. You had 13 points, and how many boards? They have you for board chat? I'm going to give you 15 without
15.
knowing. Was it?
I don't know.
I nailed it. I'm going to go with 15 as well. But 13 and 15, you're averaging 10 and 11. What was it today that, you were able to play aggressive like you like to do and you always do, but you were really good about staying out of foul trouble? What was the focus there, or what was able to happen there?
I think I've kind of shifted my focus from scoring to get the rebound side of things, the putbacks, just putting the emphasis on that, because everything else will come with it. And I don't know, my coach's been on me for 4 years now to stop fouling, so I had to figure it out somehow.
Finally started listening after 4 years.
I mean, I decided to listen today. We'll see how next game goes, but.
Well, Cam, you had 2 foul shots in the first half, so 13 or 11 of your 13 in the second half, and it kind of goes back to just what you're talking about. Maybe when you're not focused on scoring, that's when you get those opportunities.
Yes, for sure. Just trying to do the dirty work for my team. So.
I thought the defensive intensity was really good today, too. And, when you watch this back, you'll hear me say that the hands and the arms were up in the passing lanes all game long. And I think that is such a vital thing for a squad that, you're going to create turnovers. And I said this literally, 16, 17-year-old girls or boys aren't going to throw it where they're looking every time, right? It's offline or it's, as long as you have your hands up, you have a chance to create turnovers. And I thought you and your squad did a great job of that today.
Thank you. That's been our focus for the past couple of years. But I think, with our core group that we have played together for the past 3 years now, I think that is really starting to solidify that we've been working on it. How many steals do we have today? It felt like so many. We're just running up and down. That's the emphasis is to, be in those passing lanes, get steals, get out and go. So.
I think, Cam, I'm curious maybe how Coach approaches it, but that Kennedy's going to be number 1 on the scouting report for your opponents. They're going to come in kind of scheming to try to slow her down. Are you guys, kind of countering that, knowing that that's going to bring opportunities maybe for Maddie and yourself and everybody else?
For sure. Yeah, I mean, we know that they're out to get her, OCC Player of the Year, we know that, too. At practice, we go against her every single day. So, we know that's who you're stopping all the time, but they just want the best for all of us and know that, we can elaborate. We can all get in the mix, too. We're all capable of that. So just, continuing to build our confidence while, she's the star has been an important thing. Because, I feel like we just have such good team chemistry now. No one's trying to, get all the points or do everything. We're all just playing as a team, and that's how it feels out there.
I'm glad you said the word, because I was going to sum it up as you just described a team. And it is hard to get on a team when it truly is that word, right? It's the most overused and cliched word in all of sports, but when you have one, it's magical. And this squad here for the ladies basketball squad here for the Arrows is just that. Well, congratulations. You're the Truax Printing Player of the Game. Check out Zach Truax and all the guys down in Loudville and Ashland for all your printing needs. And we've got a gift card for you, too. And the last question, who are you going to take to Applebee's?
Applebee's. I'm taking myself. I'm getting that app sampler
Take
after
care
the
of
boys'
#1.
game.
Yeah.
You're not going to take Cletus?
Nope.
Cletus is out.
He can pay for me. I'll use my gift card another time.
A little inside joke. Cletus is her brother, CJ.
Yes.
Formerly known as CJ, always known as Cletus. Congratulations, great game today.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys.
You're welcome. We'll be right back here right after this short break with head coach Renee Holt.
Come visit the South Street Grill in downtown Ashland, the official watch location every Friday night during the Arrows football season. You can catch all the action in the bar area on the big screens. Elevated casual dining in downtown Ashland, steaks, seafood, hand-patted burgers, vegetarian options, salads, and a huge kids menu. Something for everyone in a completely renovated, historic building. South Street Grill, your home for Arrows football.
Close there for a little bit, and I said, this is embarrassing.
All right, we are back here on our Janik postgame show. Final score 59-34 as we continue our postgame reaction. Renee Holt is with us here on our postgame show. I thought just a great opportunistic approach today for the Arrows in terms of just your defense, creating opportunities, getting steals, and turning that into offense. What did you think?
Well, first, do you guys hear me?
Yeah,
I feel
we
like I
gotcha.
don't hear anything through here. Yeah, I think we kind of had a shaky first half, and I said, you know, they saw us in spurts that first half, but they didn't see, you know, us truly what we can do. And I think that second half we came out and, you know, we showed them Ashland basketball. We made the right pass. We didn't rush our shots. Altogether, I thought our rebounding was great. That second half, I'm really proud of our girls coming out of the locker room.
What is Ashland basketball? You referred to that several times, but what I never have asked you what the definition is. What do you term it as?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I think it's just all the principles that we continue to teach and practice. You know, giving up a good shot for a great shot, boxing out and rebounding, all those fundamental things that we say over and over and over again. And the cool thing is they're starting to say it to each other. It's not always coming from the coaches. So they're telling each other, get and help side. They're telling each other, box out, rebound, go after the ball, get on the floor for a loose ball. So just speaking the language, I guess.
Okay. All right. And then I thought the defensive effort today was really good. And I've said this, and I said it to Cam, and I said it on the broadcast. You know, 15, 16, 17-year-old girls aren't going to throw the basketball where they're looking all the time. It just doesn't happen. That's the same thing with guys, too. I mean, look, you know, they're teenagers. So, you know, sometimes it goes where they want it to, and oftentimes it doesn't. The more you get your hands up in the passing lanes and just creating disruption and visual and messing up the eyesight lines, I think you guys did a great job of that today, and I think you guys made a lot of turnovers and made some hay with just having hands up, a basic principle in the passing lanes.
Yeah, we really worked this these past couple days on their offensive sets, and they hit that high screen, and I said we have to be in help side. We have to. And once they bought into that and noticed, oh, that girl threw it without even a girl there, they're like, oh, this does work. This help side defense does work. So they're just really locking in lately to what we're about. And the goal, that OCC championship, once again, is in mind. And every day they understand that we have to work towards it.
Well, we just spoke with Cam Cox at length about her game today, and we were speculating she probably had 15 boards at least, but just played a great game today, dominated inside, didn't foul. What did you think of her performance, Coach?
I'm glad she's on my team, her and Kennedy. Them on the boards, they can trace it off the rim, and they pull it down tough. I mean, they're just fun kids to have, but they work together, and across the board, I'm just happy.
Well, you got a big one on Wednesday. You've seen many a football broadcast that we've done that I do, and we welcome in Lex. And you've come to realize that we only take W's against that squad.
I really don't like Lex. You know, I've come to realize I really don't like them.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, we'll welcome them into Arrow Arena. We'll look to continue a clean sheet on the loss column here for our Arrows. Congratulations. Really great win today. And, you know, it's fun to watch your team play, as I've told you for several years now. And the maturation process and the way they've improved and the way they've gotten better has just been fantastic. So congratulations. Lots of fun.
Thank you. It's fun to win.
Yeah, absolutely. It sure is.
All right. That's Renee Holt joining us here on our Janik postgame show. Talk to her again on Wednesday night.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thanks.
you.
All right, Chris, final thoughts.
Well, my final thoughts are the Arrows did what they had to do. We talked about the keys to the game early in the broadcast. That was dictate terms, dictate pace of play, and let nobody on the other opponent, on the other side, Worcester that is, get in your way of doing what you wanted to do. And I thought the Arrows did a great job of that, led by 19 from Kennedy Lacey, a double-double again from her, a double-double again from Cameron Cox, and some great buckets, 3-point goals, CeCe Sturry. It was just an all-around team win. And again, I'm going to say it one final time here, the defense was the star of the show for me today.
All right, Chris, we'll see you again on Wednesday night.
Can't wait.
All right, special thanks to Aiden Chandler again. Did a great job helping us out here on Press Row. For Chris Mowry, David Wilsonow saying thanks for listening. Again, congratulations to the Arrows, a 59-34 victory today over the Worcester Generals. We do hope you'll join us again on Wednesday night, shortly before 7:30, as the Arrows will welcome in the Lexington Lady Lex Minutemen. You've been watching Arrows basketball on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network.